Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, the Droodles, and in today's video, we are going to be chilling in World of Tanks Blitz, doing a couple battles here and talking about teams. Some teams that are fantastic and others that, well, let's be honest, you don't want and you shove very, very far away to the corner of forgetfulness. Now, if you want to see the webcam in future videos, I decided to turn it on for today's. Let me know in the comments if you want to see my face squished into a little box. But apart from that, let's get into the main concept of today's video, which is teams. Now, I have two replays starred for you guys today. I played 85 battles in my IS-7 today, which is quite a bit. Was able to do very well. I went about 80% win rate. I'm very happy about that. But the bigger takeaway that I wanted to talk about today's video was the teams that I encountered while playing in my IS-7. I find it very rare, especially now in World of Tanks Blitz, that you find teams that are tricky to play, where it's like you fight the enemy and you spend a lot of time trying to win the battle. You come out with a very high damage game. Normally it's either your team completely steamrolls and you get like 1500 damage and it's over, or you get a terrible defeat where your team falls apart in literally 10 seconds and you're the last player left before you've even gotten out of spawn. It's sad, but it's becoming a more realistic reality, I've noticed, for more battles in Blitz. And I thought I would showcase two battles that are literally the yin and yang for those two catalysts. So the first one we have is on Ghost Factory. The Ghost Factory, I actually really like the look of, and it's a fun map. There's a lot of positions where you can run your medium tanks. Specifically, I like to drive mediums towards the A side of the map, and I also drive my heavies there, specifically the mobile heavies. If I'm in a slow heavy, let's say like an E100, I'm going to drive it over towards maybe the middle of the factory, C or B. But when it comes to the main portion of the map, I'm pushing A side, as I made in my map review on this. And you'll notice that's what my team does this battle. Unfortunately, they forget that the enemy team has tanks. And when there are tanks, they're going to shoot you. So what does the enemy team have? We got a 121B, E100, Granvong, M6 Yo, 268, a Sheridan, and a 57 Heavy. My team, we got some pretty nice vehicles. We got an E50M, Grill, IS-7, obviously me, Bosch Chatillon, a Leopard 1, an M6 Yo, and a T57 Heavy. Pretty good lineup. Honestly, I can't complain about any of the vehicles on my team. I mean, the Grill can be a little bit iffy depending on how your team works, but apart from that, not bad at all. So you can see we're pushing into base A. When you get into base A, it's fantastic, and I'm going to drive straight through because I want to start shooting the enemy team. If I can get behind them and start farming them, then it's going to be great for a win. So I'm pushing very aggressive. We've already got into A. Base is captured. We are a little bit down on cap, but just watch my grill. Just, yeah. There went the grill. I don't know why that grill thought that was a good idea. The enemy had just finished capturing base B, and obviously they had to be somewhere around that vicinity, but, well, I guess that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the mini-map, and the grill was instantly taken out. So that's one very strong tier 10 that we already have gone on our team, but it's a tank destroyer, and, you know, you can lose TDs. That was a, oof, we're not going to talk about that shot. That was a kind of sad. But right now, I'm just chilling here, but oh my god, look at my E50M, guys. Oh no, oh no. So E50M, dead, and then my Leopard not only decides to jump off the rocks, but he got himself stuck, and my 57 Heavy is driving into that as well. Now that is like 5 tanks on 2. And the Leopard isn't even... oh. Welcome the Blitz, where teams can be quite sad sometimes. So I'm just going to try at this point. I already know that it's a loss. We're down 2 tier 10s. My Leopard is basically useless at this point. My 57 Heavy is already dead. So I'm just trying to get out as much damage as I possibly can. Ugh, that was my fault. I should have aimed a little bit to the side there. But, yeah, now we're down 4 tier 10 vehicles. And it's me and my platoon mate Flossie, and that's literally it, apart from Demolition Man. So, yeah, this battle showcases where teams are not always the best. I'm going to try and get out as much damage as I possibly can in this battle, but obviously, when a game has only been on for about 2 minutes, and in this short amount of a time, my team has already fallen apart, there really wasn't much I could have done. Now, yes, there probably are a couple things here and there. Maybe I could have pushed in and helped them out, but for the most part, this would have been a loss either way. Still a full healthy 100, a pretty healthy 268, and also a basically full health M6 Yo. So, yeah, I did 1600 damage and 750 blocked. My teammate trying to get out as much damage as he possibly can, but obviously this battle is going to end in a defeat, as you can quite easily tell. I do really like the IS-7. I played in it, as I said, about 85 battles or so today. I had some really good battles, some really bad ones, but I mean, I enjoyed playing it, but this was definitely not one of those battles that I would want to repeat again. So there you go, 1600 damage, and that was second on the team. My friend did 2700 damage, and apart from that, yeah, that's really not great. And the weird part was they weren't bad players. I mean, 47% isn't great, but 54%, we've got a 48, not too bad. We've got 64%, and even the 57 heavy, again, is 48. I mean, these aren't bad win rates. The average win rate in Blitz is around 48%, so these are average players, just unfortunately making below average decisions. So that was the first battle, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But now we're gonna jump into a Castilla game. Now this battle as well was in the 2-minute mark. It was almost 3 minutes, but 2 minutes is a very short amount of time for a battle to last. And yeah, it's gonna be basically the opposite. Instead of my team sucking and falling apart and the enemy team being absolutely gods among everything else, now it is the opposite. My team is going to be crazy, and we're going to win one of the easiest battles I think I played the entire day, which is weird because this was literally the battle right after we lost that Ghost Factory one. So, what does the enemy team have? They got AMX 30B, not the best tank, but definitely workable. We got a Bash Chatillon 25 ton, IS-7, 57 heavy, Hori Type 2, M103, and a Waffenträger. Their tier 10s, apart from like the Bat Jet, but I'm platooned with the Bat, so they even out, aren't bad at all. I mean, the 57 heavy and the IS-7, fantastic vehicles. In my lineup, I got a 183 for a tier 10. Oh, man, that's not a great trade, is it? We also got a 57 heavy, which is good. So it's not like we have a, overall advantage on tanks, but already that Bat Jet loses 700 health, and, well, you're going to watch my TVP, or the Skoda T50 actually just push right up on that guy, and yeah, that's basically the end of the Bash Chatillon. While that's going on, I'm going to get a nice tap into the 57 heavy. I've positioned my tank actually in a pretty nice spot. You'll notice here if I just move my mouse off my screen, but there you go. This is what I'm in right now, which is a very, very good spot. I'm basically hiding my lower plate to the enemy, which is below me. So that 57 heavy's aiming at this. Can't really penetrate my tank in this type of position. It's one thing I would suggest to do when you run an IS-7 is just try to find a way to hide your lower plate, at least as much as possible. Sure, the upper plate is penetrable at certain angles from certain tanks, but it's much harder to penetrate, and you do have to load the premium shells to even have a chance at it from the angle. But yeah, look at the spot I'm shooting at them from. Fantastic. I've already blocked 1400 damage. The enemy team is already down the Bat Jet, which is great. And now this 57 heavy is just not looking at the Bat Jet shooting him, so he's taken out. There you go. 2 vehicles are now taken out, both in base A's capture. Then we have the IS-7, and yeah, this poor guy, well, I'm gonna shoot him once. There you go. Get a bounce on my side armor as well. So with that, we've blocked now 2000 damage, and I mean, I've already dealt 2200. You can see how quickly I've managed to rack up damage in a situation like this. While that camo is very pink and hard to see the armor, I do know that I can penetrate an IS-7 just from knowledge on the upper plate, as long as it's angled a little bit towards me, so I waited to get a good angle, and fired a premium shell right into the IS-7. Now I'm just going to fire standard shell right to the lower plate, and that guy's shooting HE at me now. Yes, he is shooting HE shells. Unfortunately, HE is not going to do enough to finish me off. 30B up top, and well, yeah, 30B is no longer a tank. Now the enemy is down at 4 vehicles. The Waffenträger is pushing up, and, well, yeah, what waffle. That's it. That's their whole team dead. I mean, that was how quickly our team managed to win this. And the craziest part was my team didn't even push their tanks A-side. The vehicles that we cleared, like the 4 or 5 tanks that we cleared over on this hill, weren't even from, like, skill, because the enemy team had a lot of tanks right here, and our team had a lot of tanks go through Seaside. So how did the enemy lose this? I don't know. This is one thing that weirds me out about Blitz. Just battles are either instant wins sometimes or instant losses, and the decision of a battle is made before it even starts. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the enemy team's win rate was. 40, yeah, that's not great. Not bad, though. 54%. 42, okay, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Not bad. So they had 2 okay players in Platoon, but they basically got screwed with a team of all the 45%ers. And that's just unfortunate. That really is. And our team has a 50%er, 55%er, 51%er, 50%er, and 1 47%er, and that 47% is basically better than every player they had on their team apart from the Platoon. How is that fair? Wargaming needs to do a better job when it comes to matchmaking. I don't think there should be a thing as skill-based matchmaking, but I think that each team should have an even number of players below 50% win rate. And if you're below 50%, there's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy playing this game for fun, then that's all up to you. But I do think that players that put less effort into the game and players that perform worse, whether you want to or not, should be stuck into matchmaking evenly amongst both teams, not affecting the skilled players on them, but at least evening out how many bad players are on each team. That's my opinion. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one, and let me know if you want to see the face cam in the future. Bye-bye.